Good morning. I'm Barbara Thorpe, Prayer Ministry Director. Welcome, welcome, whether you are near, right here in our sanctuary, or far. We are delighted that you have joined us for our silent meditation time. Please prepare yourself for meditation. If you're comfortable, gently close your eyes and place your feet on the floor. Breathe into your sacred being, this holy vessel that is your gift from God to walk this planet. Scan your body. Bless it. You are a holy, sacred gift. Gently breathe in and out. In and out. You have this marvelous gift of life. What gifts do you bring to the world, to the other sacred beings around you? I am unlimited in potential. You might say that to yourself. I am unlimited in potential. I was born to share my gifts and talents with the world. I listen to my heart and freely give my gifts to be Spirit's hands and feet and voice on earth. I listen to my heart in the silence. What can I give this week, this month, to make the world a little better place, right where I am? Right where I am, moment by moment. Listen in the silence. Gently come back to this place. Move a little. Breathe a little deeper. Bless this sanctuary. Fill it with love, knowing it blesses all that enter. And for those of you that are home, I invite you to bless your space. Fill it with love, knowing it blesses all that enter. We give thanks and appreciate our wonderful volunteers. We bless and give thanks for Dr. Richard as he speaks today, and the music of Matthew and the band. We give thanks for our tech team that makes this all possible. I invite you to sometime today share with someone what gifts or talents that came to the surface for you to share this week. It helps you to realize it, to bring it into reality. As you share your gifts and talents, it encourages others to share theirs. Bless you. Blessed be. Have a wonderful week.
time of trouble, I sing God is so good. In my time of trouble, I sing God is so good. In my time of trouble, I sing God is so good. My God is so good to me. Time of triumph, I sing God is so good. In my time of triumph, I sing God is so good. In my time of triumph, I sing God is so good. My God is so good to me. Every day, every way.
The UIL band. It's too bad we don't have any fun around here.
Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Everything I've ever done, everything I've ever seen, everything I've lost or won, everything I've ever dreamed has brought me here to the present moment, here to a new beginning, here. And I'm seeing life so clearly now. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul.
Good morning, Unity in Lynnwood. My name is Linda Babin, and I will be your welcome host this morning. As we do each week, let's pause at the beginning of our hour together to ground ourselves right here, wherever we are. It usually takes me a good couple of deep breaths to fully arrive, to make this shift. We've come together to remember and to be reminded of a few important things. In this centering moment, we remember there is only one power in the universe. It's known by many names, most commonly God. Please use the word that speaks to you, the one that takes you to that place of deep connection with everything. It's a felt sense. We also remember that within this oneness, each person carries a divine spark. Each person is endowed with vitalizing capacity and is part of Source itself. We can't be alone. We can't be separate. This is the I Am presence. Unity is a practical spirituality, so we reflect on ways to bring our unique spark into the lives we are living. Ways we can make ourselves useful and support life. On behalf of us all this morning, I offer a simple prayer for usefulness. May I use my voice for kindness. May I use my ears for compassionate listening. May I use my hands for charity and uplifting others. May I use my mind to expand in consciousness. And may I use my heart to love and to care. And so it is.
Here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred source. Here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred source. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul.
Welcome, Unity in Lynnwood. It's great to see you all. I missed you last week, but I know you were in great hands with Amanda Birdsall. That was fantastic. Thank you, Amanda. If you'll join me in welcoming our youth.
You are the light, you are the light, you are the light in this world. You are the light, you are the light, you are the light in this world. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine so bright. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine so bright.
Good morning. So I just have a quick announcement. Last Thursday, we did teen night, which we're doing once a month on the first Thursdays of the month. And this past Thursday, I don't know if y'all know what TikTok is, but the teens have a TikTok account here, UIL Youth, if you want to follow us. And two of our teens designed a little TikTok video. What TikTok videos are, they're This is from one of my students, so I'm going to read it as is because I'm learning TikTok too. They are 5-second to 5-minute videos used to entertain or communicate an idea. And our little video was all about entertainment, designed by Ian and Zeno, that is not here today, but anyway, overnight, these kids had over 800 views on their little video. And as of this morning, it's over 1,000. Lots and lots of likes and comments. So anyway, I'm celebrating with them. It was really fun and exciting. And if you want to see the video, come see me after service, and I will show it to you. And then the only other thing I have to say is next week, we have our Youth and Family Hospitality, and I'm super excited because we are teaming up with the men's group for the chili cook-off and St. Patrick's Day, because they somehow go together. We're gonna make it go together. So get your green on. We're gonna decorate Friendship Hall and have a really good time with the men's group and youth. All right, would you please rise and join me in blessing our youth. You are the light in this world. Let it shine so bright.
And as our youth exit, will you please greet one another while respecting sticker colors?
We are the light, we are the light, we are the light in this world. We are the light, we are the light, we are the light in this world. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine so bright. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine so bright. We are the light, we are the light, we are the light in this world. We are the light, we are the light, we are the light in this world. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine so bright. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine so bright.
I think I will just call us on back to our gathering here because we could do this for a while, I can tell. I'll just say good morning, Unity in Lynnwood, another time. Welcome to all of you that I can see with my eyes, and there are quite a few this morning, and to those that I can see only with my heart because you are not in this room, yet we feel your presence. Our Unity in Lynnwood community now extends across the globe, which thrills us. And I always look forward, I might just share, to being with you on a Sunday morning. I get this energy boost from being in spiritual community, and I know many of you do too. At Unity in Lynnwood, our doors are open to everyone. We do not choose certain segments of the population as our kind and then exclude others. Here, there are no others. Everyone is welcome. We are an open, affirming, and inclusive community. There are no hoops to jump through or changes that you need to make in yourself for us to welcome you here. Please relax. We like you as you are. You're welcome. At Unity, we find inspiration in many, many places. We're a curious bunch on the whole. I have a morning habit, in addition to reading Daily Word, it's reading Science of Mind magazine also. This is the publication of the Centers for Spiritual Living, and I know many of you are familiar already with CSL. I think of them as Unity's first cousins, and we kind of stand shoulder to shoulder under this umbrella of new thought. The February issue of Science of Mind really spoke to me. The title of the entire magazine was Curiosity as a Superpower. I've been a seeker most of my life, drawn along by curiosity and questions like, well, what's it all about? Or how does this thing called life really work? Anyway, I've met a lot of people on similar journeys here. On many occasions, I've heard Dr. Richard refer to unity as the Church of the Holy Curiosity. I've really loved that, and it makes me feel right at home. While reading my February Science of Mind magazine, I became so curious about curiosity that I stopped to ask Professor Google a probing question or two. I asked, does curiosity support happiness and well-being? Does curiosity support health and longevity? I will spare you most of the details and just cut to the bottom line. First, as we age, curiosity often wanes compared to our younger years. However, when we do hang on to curiosity, it adds both longevity and quality to our lives. Good to know. I also learned that developing and pursuing curiosities helps to prevent anxiety and depression. In fact, curiosity gives us a dopamine surge, which is the feel-good hormone. Yesterday, as I was trying to organize a thought or two on curiosity, a little reading fell into my email box, which I found curious. It's written by Suzanne Giesman, who also shares with us an ongoing message of oneness and interconnectedness. Curiosity. You may be afraid of curiosity due to a story you once heard about how it killed a cat. Well, don't give credence to that old tale. Be curious. Curiosity can move us from the me mindset to the us, we way of thinking. Ask questions of others with true interest and to find a common bond. This is relationship, the dance of interconnection and the flow of give and take that increases one's awareness that we all arise from one shared field of being. This lack of separation we might come to know as love, but only if we are curious enough to investigate. So this morning, I invite you to bring your curiosity to what is happening. Perhaps you will identify a question you would like to think about more later. Maybe you will remember something that you already know but you had forgotten. If you do, you might want to grab one of these little note cards. They're right in the back of the chair in front of you. You could write it down. Write a note to yourself. It's also been said that curiosity sometimes knocks us right out of our comfort zone, and that can be a very good thing. So after service, please bring your curiosity over to Friendship Hall with you and see if you can find that place of common bond with another. Let's practice curiosity and grow our worlds just a little bit larger in community today.
Teach me that we all belong, that everything is sacred. I eat the bread and drink the wine, but help me love my neighbor and show me how to hold this life, 'cause I don't want to waste it. No, I don't want to waste it. Oh, heaven is upside down. Oh, it can be here and now. Oh, seeing it all around, that everything is sacred. The ordinary shines and glows, filled with your intentions, and you don't see the lines we draw between secular and sacred. Oh, show me how to hold this line, 'cause I don't want to waste it. No, I don't want to waste it. Oh, heaven is upside down. Oh, it can be here and now. Oh, sing it all around, that everything is sacred. Life is a gift and the giver is good. Will you join me on that? Life is a gift and the giver is good. That's it. Life is a gift and the giver is good. Life is a gift and the giver is good. Keep it going. Life is a gift and the giver is good. Life is a gift and the giver is good. Oh, life is a gift and the giver is good. Life is a gift and the giver is good. Life is a gift and the giver is good. Oh, heaven is upside down. Oh, it can be here and now. Oh, seeing it all around, that everything is sacred. Oh, that everything is sacred. Oh, everything is sacred.
Thank you. Wow. Thanks so much. Thank you.
It is a joy to be with you. Linda said that you are welcome here, and I heard someone say, oh, what a relief. What a relief. What a relief. I begin, as I always do, with words of gratitude for the immense privilege of yet again basking in the noble depths of you. I offer words of thanks. I am honored to be in your presence today. So I begin simply by saying thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you. If you're a member of our social media audience this morning, a member of our virtual sanctuary, I invite you to let us know from which geography you hail. Give us a first name. Greet one another, please. Your social media host, Callie, is away on personal business. We extend welcome to Pascaline in Nairobi, Dallery, Karen, Deb Van W, Judy M, Ursula, Kim, Jennifer, and so many more. If you're a member of our physical sanctuary today, let us greet these people. If you feel inclined to look at a camera, there's one in the balcony. You may speak to it directly as we say, we see you. We see the light of you. We see the noble truth of you. We see the highest for you. We see the grand possibility of you. Welcome. And welcome. And welcome. As Linda said, please consider joining us for a newcomer's lunch. If you consider yourself to be a newcomer, you quite simply are welcome. There will be a few leaders present. You may ask questions, meet a few truly noble souls. Also occurring in Friendship Hall at the same time, Unity in Lynnwood's annual volunteer fair. It's been a few years since we have had a volunteer fair. You will find leaders gathered at bistro tables around the room. You may express interest in any number of positions if the time is right for you to do so. Please know that you are not signing a lifetime commitment. It is expected that that which serves you at one level of soul growth, development, and unfoldment may not serve you in the next. So know that you may try something and then try something else. What we're doing today is saying, give me a call. I'd like to have more information. That is what is happening today. Also happening in Friendship Hall, if you are interested in an idea that is called Soul Greens, a vegetarian restaurant housed in your Friendship Hall, I will draw your attention to the monitor. The plans for Soul Greens are now rotating on that screen for your enjoyment. Special thanks to that committee chaired by John Brooks for taking us this far. I think you will have a vegetarian restaurant open this calendar year. How exciting is that? Practical spirituality, welcoming community. A mission statement short in word, but deep in meaning. Today I offer the second values statement designed to bring this into greater specificity. It reads as follows: we seek to discover and share spiritual practices which are repeatable and reliable, and to infuse these spiritual practices into every area of our daily living. If you would like to pray with someone following the conclusion of our time together, those in our physical sanctuary are invited to join a chaplain in this general geography that you might know a face before you begin walking this direction. May I ask those in service to you today to raise a hand or to stand, please. If you're a member of our virtual sanctuary this morning and you desire to pray with someone following the conclusion of our time together, start the process by writing prayer at unityinlynnwood.org. You'll find it right across my knees this morning. Include a working telephone number and expect a call within a couple hours. Words of invocation. Take them in the manner best suited to you today. You may close your eyes and allow them to do you. You may whisper, you may read enthusiastically. It's up to you. I say welcome to Unity. You get to do it your own way. You're going to say it? Okay. Give them a minute to work out just how. It reads thusly: though imaged and named variously, there is a singular and eternal ground of being from which all life emanates and into which all life retreats. We choose to call this ground of being God. By extension, we come to understand that we are spiritual in nature, human in expression, and limitless in potential. We gather today to remember such truths, to celebrate our unity, and to honor all life. And so it is. So fun to peruse our physical audience and to see the need for sunglasses. How about that? Isn't that nice? Do not roll your eyes at me. Do not roll your eyes at me. Any time I offer something that is attributed to Jesus, I like to include what I call my 9-point Jesus introduction. Even if you've heard it before, it is worth hearing again. I say it's worth hearing again, not because the words change, but because the meaning deepens. So here we go. Take a deep breath with me. Point number 1, we do not know what Jesus said. We know what someone said Jesus said. We have to engage our own hearts and minds in our seeking. Number 2, we have not heard from everyone. Some of Jesus's closest and most celebrated students were edited out by the early church. You came here thinking there were 4 gospels. I can show you 40. I can show you 40. Did you know that? They were edited out by the early church. Some of Jesus's closest and most celebrated students were women. Number 3, Jesus was an observant Jew. For the most part, he was teaching Jewish people from Jewish scripture. He was not starting a new religion. Christian anti-Semitism is but one oxymoronic distortion of Christian thought. Number 4, in sweeping ways, the ministry about Jesus has departed radically from the ministry of Jesus. Number 5, you're doing well. Number 5, Jesus consistently denied his apartness, his specialness. He encouraged people to do that which he did, that his students would worship instead of follow, is antithetical to the very heart of his message. Number 6, Jesus was a teacher of consciousness. This means that elements of attitude, perception, belief, attachment, worth, relationship, and beyond can be found in many, if not all, of his teachings. Number 7, if his teachings seem easy, try again. As a parabolic teacher, his intentions would have assumed the need for additional conversation, exploration, even argument. Number 8, one must at least approach the context of Jesus if one would approach the wisdom of Jesus. An approach to Semitic languages, Jewish history, Jewish mythology, Jewish wisdom traditions in general, both the geography and the cultures in which he lived and taught are starting points for any individual seeking understanding. Number 9, that Jesus himself would have considered his message somehow to be exclusive is absurd. It is absurd. Whew, thank you for hearing that again. It was in an account named Luke that the writer put words such as these into the mouth of Jesus. The measure you use for others is the measure God uses for you. Now, among its layers of meaning, the Bible can be interpreted metaphysically. Unity folk like metaphysical interpretation. Some Unity folk might go so far as to say that the Bible is a psycho-spiritual guidebook for individuals. All places represent aspects of self. All characters represent aspects of self. All situations represent aspects of self. And for our Jewish brothers and sisters, so accepted is this simultaneous multiplicity of meanings that the layers have names. Number one, pashat, which can be translated to mean plain, is a layer of meaning which tends to be literal. You might expect to find facts at this layer of meaning. Remez, which might be translated to mean hint, is a layer of meaning which tends to press beyond the literal. One might expect to find allegory at level 2. Darash, which might be translated as to inquire, is a layer of meaning which tends to press further beyond the literal. One might expect to find morality at this layer. And finally, sod, which we can translate as secret. Secret presses even further beyond the literal. One might expect to find all manner of mystical and esoteric inspiration, all manner of symbolic and cryptic guidance at this layer. Now, the Hebrew acronym of sorts for these layers of meaning is Pardes, P-R-D-S, Pardes, which can be translated as orchard. Someone spoke to these layers of meaning this way. The individual said, at first, you taste the fruit itself. That's pashat. At first, you taste the fruit itself. Then you taste the lingering essence of the fruit. Next, you taste the products of the fruit. Maybe wine or pie, or on a particularly troubling day, wine with pie. And finally, you taste, where it's sowed now, finally you taste the memory of the fruit. Isn't that beautiful? Now, the challenge with this is that a passage may include one layer or 2 layers, 3 layers of wisdom, or all 4 layers of wisdom. It is entirely possible for a teaching story to detail a history, offer an allegory, imply a morality, and suggest a mystery at the same time. And I say this is the challenge because when we try to get personal inspiration from a passage about, say, keeping food safe during ancient desert travel, or if we try to get objective facts from a passage about, say, glowing cities which descend from the sky, we end up getting nothing from either. If we wear the wrong glasses, you see, we end up seeing nothing. The challenge with this is that the modern mind says, I want everything to be tidy. And the Bible basically looks you square in the eye and says, I really just don't care. I don't care. So it was in an account. It was in an account named Luke. Yeah, the Bible doesn't really say that, but that was a good gesture nonetheless. It was in an account named Luke that the writer put words such as these into the mouth of Jesus. The measure you use for others is the measure God uses for you. So for some, this offers a layer of meaning in which God is a man with hands who uses a measure. This man is tracking your generosity that he might respond in kind. He's a Santa-like character, you see. He knows if you've been good or bad, you better watch out, you understand. And for others, this offers a layer of meaning in which God represents something of a karmic working in life. He might even be the one who controls that karmic working. In either case, he begins to represent something of a through me consciousness as we begin to see the connection between who we are being and how life is appearing. For others, this offers a layer of meaning in which we distill the story into a way of being. The story becomes a fable of sorts in which generosity becomes the moral. The passage might be treated transactionally at this level. I will be generous with others, so God will be generous with me. Or I will give, so I can get. And for others, this offers a layer of meaning that is seeking to describe something that's happening within you. And because Jesus was a teacher of consciousness, I like to think this passage speaks beyond a man with a binder, beyond a transactional cosmic outworking, beyond a moral dictate, to a dynamic of consciousness, or to a law of mind. And to my very best thinking today, it could change tomorrow. To my very best thinking today, that dynamic of consciousness, that law of mind, might be described this way. The quality of our giving prepares a place in us for the quality of our receiving. Now, of course, there are 100 ways to say this. I've chosen one. For today, the quality of our giving prepares a place in us for the quality of our receiving. Our work does not convince God, you understand. God is busy doing what God's nature dictates. God is busy being God in, through, and as God's expression. Our work doesn't change God or speed up God's activity in our lives. It may feel that way, however. Our work changes us. Think of it this way. God is like the impartial flow of electricity. Its nature is to flow where there is a path of least resistance. You are the switch. And this is a teaching about you turning on. Or God's like the impartial flow of water. Its nature is to flow where there is a path of least resistance. You are the faucet. You've never been called a faucet before, have you? You are the faucet, and this is a teaching about you opening up. God is light, and you are a curtain. Or God is air, and you are a mouth. I could go on and on and on. The electricity, the water, the light, the air, these were there all along. So while life might have us believe that we are waiting for God, I'm suggesting we consider it truer that God is waiting for us. God is waiting for us to become less resistant, we might say. Turn on to the ever-present activity of God that it might be manifest in your world. Open up to the ever-present activity of God that it might be made manifest in your world. Pull the curtains. Take a breath, maybe. And so it is that on our journey of 40, and last week I suggested that each of us has known or is knowing or will know a journey of 40. a journey from life no longer to life not yet. So it is that on our journey of 40, giving is suggested as one practice which is beneficial to the process. I do not disagree. We are meaning-making, storytelling, problem-solving creatures. We are. And when we're on our journey of 40, our problem-solving tendencies are accelerated. When we are uncomfortable, our noses go down into that problem, into that discomfort. And the irony is that as our noses go down into that problem, as our noses go down into that discomfort, the problem often appears to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and the resolutions appear to get smaller and smaller and smaller. And maybe each of us has had the experience that as the problem appears to get bigger and bigger, and as our resources appear to get smaller and smaller, it can be one simple gesture of giving that brings our perspective back into balance. It can be one simple gesture of giving that lifts our noses toward the resources which were there all along. It can be one simple gesture of giving that flips the switch or turns the faucet. Now, I'm not talking about giving as a strategy for denying life. I'm talking about giving as a strategy for seeing life appropriately. Now, next week, I will suggest ways that you can deepen your spiritual practice. I hope you have one. I won't ask for a show of hands. The traditional church would call this the Lenten practice of prayer, of course. The week after that, I will suggest ways you can repent, ways that you can fire that automatic pilot of yours. And in week 5, now that's March 26th. I hope you will mark your calendars. Our entire time together will be fashioned as something of a forgiveness ritual. I hope you will return for any or all of these explorations. For this week, your challenge is to give. Now, I like to think that Jesus himself affirmed this as a practice of consciousness by saying that when you give, do it privately. The right hand doesn't need to know what the left hand is doing. I read a short article this week about 4 friends who would gather every morning. Now, it might have been every week. In truth, I don't really remember the detail. Friends who would gather every morning, bake a pan of sweet rolls, and deliver them to an unsuspecting individual struggling with life, along with a note that said, "Somebody loves you." And they arrived home before their families woke up. Now, not only did they deliver sweets and notes to an unsuspecting individual struggling with life, but they also anonymously paid a bill for that individual, and they arrived home before their families woke up for over 30 years. You wake up next to somebody and you think you know them. How did you sleep? Well, My goodness, isn't that a beautiful story? If the measure you use for others is the measure God uses for you, or if the quality of our giving prepares a place in us for the quality of our receiving, then let's put this to the test. This week, we have prepared a handout with ideas. If you would like one, simply grab one on your way out. If you're a member of our virtual sanctuary today and you would like the handout, go to the printables page at unityinlynnwood.org. You will find it there. Simply hit print. If you perceive a space for, let's say, greater love in your life, I challenge you to quietly give some love to a shelter animal this week. I guarantee you there is some shelter that will be happy to welcome another dog walker, another storyteller, another tummy scratcher. Maybe you give love by listening to the story of an elder in your life. Or if you perceive a space for greater sufficiency in your life, I challenge you to quietly give a symbol of sufficiency to another. Yes, a pan of sweet rolls is always a great idea. You can also go to the grocery store and buy a second can or box or bag of that thing you love. Do not buy something you wouldn't eat. Don't pull that. Buy a second box, bag of something you love and donate it. If you perceive a space for greater appreciation in your life, I challenge you to quietly say thank you. Do you say thank you to those in your life? Again, no show of hands, please. But ask, do I say thank you to those in my life? If you'd like to practice, maybe you find the eyes of someone else in this room, and for reasons that can be yours, simply say thank you. Thank you. As I look around this room, I can find numerous targets for thank you and thank you, for thank you, thank you, for thank you. But they already know I'm grateful. I mean, I can hear the argument rising. You know, we imagine ourselves to be so busy doing the big stuff out there that we don't have time to do the little stuff right here. My experience has been that those who don't have time for the little stuff right here usually aren't doing the big stuff out there anyway. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Take a deep breath with me. Let us close the outer eyes for a time of consideration, just a time of reflection. 3-4 minutes of simply being with the idea of a journey of 40 and the grand possibility that quiet giving may support that path. Maybe we allow the question to arise, how might I quietly give love this week? And just allow it to dance in mind. Maybe we allow the question to arise, how might I give peace to another, comfort, resource? Affirmation. Acceptance. Certainly we need neither accept nor reject that elicited by the questions, but we observe, we consider, we weigh. And always in the end, we give thanks. We give thanks. We draw our attention back to this sacred place with noble souls in gratitude. And we close by saying, and so it is, and so it is, and so it is.
Thank you, Dr. Richard. My system didn't work for me this time, though, because I couldn't put all the things I wanted to say on a little card this size. And besides, I'm sitting in the front row and I don't even have a card. I didn't plan that well. But I'm often glad that as I listen, I can say to myself, you know, I can go home and listen to this again because there was a lot there. We offer ongoing opportunities to practice giving and receiving at Unity in Lynnwood for many reasons. As an organization, of course, we need financial support to keep us operational. And on a deeper level, giving and receiving are very much a part of the Unity philosophy. Unity teaches the great circle of giving and receiving as it is observed everywhere in nature. We strive to honor this deep truth through our giving and living practices. As we give, we cultivate right relationship with the fluid reciprocal universe. As we've heard, the quality of our giving creates a space in us for the quality of our receiving. Giving rightly is another practice of spiritual health and certainly is an investment of our spiritual energies. Electronic giving options will appear on the screen. For those choosing to give a physical gift, the ushers will gratefully pass baskets in just a moment. If you would like information about Unity in Lynnwood's programs of regular giving, planned giving, legacy giving, please grab a Giver Circle brochure or write Dr. Richard directly. For those already participating, we extend special thanks. Please join me in our affirmation as it appears on the screen. I give freely and fearlessly, fulfilling the law of giving and receiving.
Blessed always, blessed always, for the arms of God surround us. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say amen. Blessed always, blessed always, for the arms of God surround us. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say amen.
Thank you, Matthew, for that lovely song. I'm curious if we have any newcomers today, anyone who's here for the first time. We ask you to raise a hand quickly if you are here for the first time. We love it when we have visitors. We don't want to put you on the spot, but I want to orient you just a little bit to our place. First of all, we have a welcome and information corner right back there where I'm pointing. And I would love to meet any of you there and answer questions if I'm able. There is a lot of information back there, and it's becoming more of an information distribution center. So check it out, old or new to Unity. Back to the topic of curiosity for just a moment. I want to invite you to bring your curiosity and stop into the Soul Things, Gifts, and Bookstore. I went in earlier this morning and I asked a really simple question of Marion, who is the shopkeeper. I just said, do you happen to know any titles off the top of your head with curiosity in the title? And she didn't, however, she pointed me to a new series of books for children. And I found one that I have to take home with me because it looks so fun. A Fuzzy Dragon series, and actually it will be a 12-book series for children. I learned a lot of things. I learned that in about a month, one of our youth will have a book that's selling in our gift store. So I think Marion will probably make sure we know when that happens. I also got to look at this new beautiful line of singing bowls. They are in a variety of colors. You just might want to stop in and take a look. I wanted to mention, we have authors among us, and there are books in our bookstore by these authors who sit among us. So you might get curious enough to try to find out who that would be. And Marion might be able to help give you a clue. So also to those here for the first time, I'll highlight all of the cards that are right in the back of the chair in front of you. These things will help orient you to Unity, who we are, ways to stay in touch with us so that you can get on our mailing list of only a couple of emails in a month. So you know what's going on here. And I want to mention too, when you stop by the Soul Things bookstore, if you are here for the first time, here is a copy of the Daily Word that is your complimentary copy. So please stop by, pick it up, and find what that little daily inspiration printed by the Unity folks is all about. Many of us kind of like to start our day that way. I have a few invitations for you before we close, and just a reminder always to sign up and to find out what's going on, because it can be kind of hard to stay on top of that. Visit our calendar page at unityinlynnwood.org, which reminds me there was one more thing I wanted to say about our bookstore. It's something I just discovered very recently. We can actually purchase things on our bookstore online. So by going to our Unity in Lynnwood website, you can click to the bookstore, Soul Things, and make purchases right there. See what it is you have the opportunity to purchase. So please check out the many offerings of the small group ministry. Specifically, the Unity in Lynnwood's men's group invites the greater community to a chili cook-off. We heard about this from Stacy, and it sounds like the youth are pairing up because the men really obviously needed a little help with that. Sorry, guys. Please come on Wednesdays at noon. It's Wednesday practice. Join others every Wednesday at noon for the quiet spiritual practice of your choice right here in our sanctuary. All are welcome. You may bring an item for the altar if you would like. Easter choir rehearsal will begin on March 19th. No experience is necessary. Preparing for Easter Sunday, of course. The choir practice will begin on the 19th at 12:30. So a little bit of coffee time, gather back up in this room. And as we prepare to celebrate the 20th anniversary of our first service in this stunning building, please register for any portion of our interior-exterior cleanup party on Saturday, April 1st. The cleanup day will be going on probably from about 9 until 4. There'll be lunch at noon. If you're only able to come for half a day, we welcome you also. Those work parties can be a lot of fun in my experience, so I hope to see some of you there. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you, and thank you. I love it that you highlighted the website. It is unityinlynnwood.org. Did you know that not only is the shop online, did you know that you can submit a request for prayer support through the website? Did you know that you can read the latest update about the development of the Soul Greens restaurant on the website? When Linda says register, did you know that you can go to the calendar page, click on the event of interest, and it will allow you to complete a simple form? Usually, when that form is completed, check your junk folder. You will get a confirmation that you registered, sometimes with a Zoom link. Did you know all that? Did you know that every Friday you can have an affirmation, a thought from Unity co-founders Charles and or Myrtle Fillmore delivered right to your telephone? Did you know that? Did you know, Linda, that you do not have to write all those notes, that you can write administration@unityinlynnwood.org and say, I would like a transcript of the Sunday lesson? Did you know? Apparently not. But you may know that as well. If you are interested in reading what was spoken today, write administration@unityinlynnwood.org. You will be added to a list and you will receive a transcript of everything appropriate that came out of my mouth. Take a deep breath with me. Let's close with that discipline of prayer. And let's allow it to be gratitude today. Let us allow gratitude to be the spirit with which we close. Let us allow gratitude to serve as a prayer of sorts. Let us call to mind an image of that which invokes gratitude. It's as simple as that. It could be a person, could be an idea, could be a dream, could be a memory. Just call to mind an image of that which fills your heart with gratitude. Just hold it. Just hold it. Just hold it. Keep it there. Allow the sensation of gratitude to be with you for a moment. If your attention wanders, bring it back. It's okay. Continue to allow that spirit of gratitude to fill you. It has been demonstrated that this makes you smarter. This makes you healthier. This, my friends, is good for you. Hold that image. And then as we prepare to depart from this room, let us commit not to abandon this sweet consciousness that we know is good for us. Let us commit not to abandon it, but to carry it forth into our days, into our relationships, our choices, our endeavors, our opportunities. This is indeed a prayer. It's a prayer of consciousness. And we close this time together as we always do, with sung words of blessing, with sung words of farewell.
May the long time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure